You should see our inboxes here at CNN because they are going crazy with political news right now. CNN Deputy Political Director Paul Steinhauser is one of those sending out those emails. Paul, we've got so much to sort through. All right, let's start with the biggie, Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, Reggie, this has been quite an afternoon, man. It is fast and furious today, no doubt about it. But you're right. Let's start with Hillary Clinton and what is going on there. And let's start with what the New York Times is reporting, because it was about an hour ago that they put out an email notice that was that got us all talking. And they're saying that Hillary Clinton, according to aides close to Hillary Clinton, has decided to give up her Senate seat and has decided to accept Barack Obama's nomination for Secretary of State. That is the big news that the New York Times has reported. Now, we are not reporting that yet. What we are saying, and our Jessica Yellen has reached out to a senior aide close to Barack Obama, and that aide indicates there's been no development since they informed us yesterday that Senator Clinton is on track to be nominated as Secretary of State, but that could most likely happen maybe next week, maybe even after Thanksgiving. So we are trying to match and confirm what the New York Times has, but we are not there yet. But we're also, if you remember, it was last week that Hillary Clinton, according to our sources, went to Chicago, spoke with Barack Obama about the Secretary of State's job. No formal offer was given at that time, but she had the indications that if she wanted the job, it was hers. And of course, since then, we've learned that her husband, Bill Clinton, who has spent a lot of time over the last couple of years gallivanting around the world for charitable causes with his Clinton Foundation, decided to do, basically, he said he would do whatever he would have to do to open up the books, give his speech schedules out just to make sure that he didn't stand in the way, that there were no conflicts of interest between what he was doing and his wife if she were to have the Secretary of State's job. So that's where it stands right now, Reggie.
All right, well, that is huge news, and it'll be very interesting to see how that plays out over the next few days. Want to bring up another name here, New Mexico's Governor Bill Richardson. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't he one of the names thrown in for the job that it looks like Hillary Clinton may get and accept?
Exactly. Boom, you got it right on the money. Even before we even talked about Hillary Clinton, before we even thought about her Secretary of State, there was a lot of talk about Bill Richardson and, of course, Senator John Kerry of Massachusetts. But hey, why Bill Richardson? Because the guy was he was U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations under Bill Clinton, and he was also a real, they would send him out. He was a real troubleshooter for international crises. But here's what we're learning right now, and this is from our Ed Henry. He's got it from two sources close to the transition that Richardson now is being considered for a Commerce Secretary. But it's no done deal, they say. They caution he could be tapped for another cabinet position. Richardson, of course, ran for president as well. He was running for the Democratic nomination against Obama, against Clinton and others. He dropped out of the race, and much to the chagrin of Hillary Clinton, he backed Barack Obama and became a major Obama surrogate. And you saw him on TV all the time touting Barack Obama. He's also of Latino heritage. He's a Latino American, a Hispanic American, and there's a thought that Barack Obama needs to name a high-profile Hispanic to the cabinet, and of course, that could be Bill Richardson. So that's what I know about that.
He would be foolish at this point to deny that job, correct? We don't have any guidance that he would not want that job?
We haven't heard. He has not said a thing yet. So this is just coming from sources. Listen, he always said, though, he loved being governor of New Mexico and had no desire at all to be in the cabinet. But
they always
say that. I love my current job. I don't want the cabinet. Yeah. Right. Okay.
And then they're on the next flight to Washington. Okay.
Yeah,
right?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, let's talk about who. This is going to be a biggie because this is the guy who is going to be replacing Hank Paulson, who essentially was spearheading this whole bailout bill. So he's going to inherit it. Who do we think it's going to be?
Yeah, well, what we're hearing, and this is coming from the Wall Street Journal, is a guy called Timothy Geithner. And he is currently the president, the New York Federal Reserve Bank's president since 2003. And with that job, it's basically he is kind of the Fed's, he's the kind of the watchdog of the stock exchange for the Fed. And he had a major role. He's played a real central role in the administration's efforts to wrangle the credit crisis. Well before that, he was an undersecretary of Treasury in the last couple of years of the Clinton administration. So he's somebody that Wall Street knows. And you guys were just talking about this. After the Wall Street Journal report came out, Reggie, we saw the stock market go way up. So obviously Wall Street liked that news. Yeah.
And this is a guy that a lot of Americans are not going to be familiar with, so there's going to be an education process on this one.
Right. He's outside of Wall Street. People don't know who this guy is, but obviously on Wall Street they do know who he is, and it seems like they like the words there. But you're right, not a household name whatsoever.
And Paul, so are we expecting that on Monday then we'll probably get more names, not necessarily a confirmation on some of these really big level names, but some of the people who may serve under them?
we may get more names. We also may get some of the other cabinet secretaries that we haven't heard yet. So there could be some news, and it could even be before Monday. There's also the thought, and our Jessica Yellen was reporting this the other day, that the Obama transition team may announce something over the weekend because, you got the Sunday talk shows coming up, and they may want some big names before the Sunday talk shows. So, hey, listen, our guys are working their sources right now. Jessica Yellen, Ed Henry, Gloria Borger, the rest of them are working their sources. So hopefully we can confirm a lot of these reports. And yeah, I would assume the Obama transition team is going to make some of this official either this weekend or next week. But they're probably going to want to do it by Tuesday or Wednesday because then everybody gets out of Dodge and goes away for Thanksgiving.
Well, I think I said this to Jessica Yellen earlier today. At least we have a lot to talk about over that Thanksgiving dinner, yes?
Yes, yeah. Lots to munch on besides the turkey.
You got it. Paul Steinhauser, it's great to have you here. Thanks for guiding us through all of that news.